What if I told you a foldable phone exists that outshines Samsung's flagship in brightness, battery, and water resistance, and at a lower price? Today, we're going full throttle, Galaxy Z Fold 7 versus Honor Magic V5. I used both for weeks. By the end, you'll know exactly which one you should buy. Let's dive in. 1. What's new? Samsung's back with its slimmest, lightest fold yet. Fold 7 is now just 8.9mm when folded and 4.2mm when open. It weighs about 215 grams. It also brings a 200-megapixel main camera, advanced AI features, and new hinge tech. Honor struck back with the Magic V5, claiming to be the thinnest foldable in certain variants, packing a 6100 mAh silicon-enhanced battery and a 64-megapixel periscope 3x zoom lens. The folded thickness is around 8.8mm in some versions. Weight is in the 217 to 222 gram range. So, in this generation, Samsung is pushing its engineering boundaries. Honor is pushing max specs for value. Let's break down how those choices play out. 2. Design, display, and Magic Pen. Design and build. Fold 7 features Samsung's Armor aluminum frame, and its body uses Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2 Plus Victus 2 to boost durability. It holds an IP48 rating, resistance to water, dust. The 4 in the dust part is weaker than many flagship slabs. Magic V5 raises the bar, IP58, IP59 water and dust resistance levels in many markets, meaning better protection from particles and jets of water. But its camera bump is pronounced, and that bump adds some wobble when laying flat. Display. Fold 7's main panel is 8.0-inch dynamic AMOLED 2x 120Hz with a peak brightness of 2600 nits in tests. Its cover screen is 6.5-inch, also 120Hz. Magic V5's inner display is 7.95-inch LTPO AMOLED 120Hz with claims of 5000 nits peak brightness. Its outer cover screen is 6.43-inch. Bright sunlight use is where V5 has a big advantage. The 5000 nit claim beats Fold's 2600 nits. That means better visibility outdoors. Magic Pen, stylus input. Samsung made a bold move. Fold 7 no longer supports S Pen on the inner screen, removing the digitizer layer to save thickness. You might still be able to use basic capacitive pens, but no pressure, angle sensitivity. Honor hasn't heavily marketed a stylus for V5, so input is finger gesture based. In practical use, both lose out compared to slab phones with full stylus integration. 3. Specs and performance. Chipset, RAM, and storage. Both devices use Snapdragon 8 Elite 3M chips. Fold 7 variants mostly come with 12GB RAM, going up to 16GB and 1TB models. Magic V5 ships with 16GB plus 512GB in top models. Real-world use. In benchmarks and multitasking, both perform smoothly. Opening heavy apps, switching screens, gaming, no major lag. In some early hands-on tests, Honor's chip plus memory gives snappy experience, though Samsung's optimization often shines in sustained loads. Samsung has the edge in software maturity, thermal control, and optimization over many apps. Honor is catching up fast, but still has occasional hiccups in edge cases. Software and updates. Fold 7 runs One UI 8 on Android 16 at launch. Samsung promises 7 years of updates, OS Plus security. Magic V5 runs Magic OS 9 on Android 15 with upgrade promises. Honor is improving its update policy, but it's less proven. In long-term use, Samsung's track record is a strong point. 4. Battery life and charging. Fold 7 packs a dual-cell 4400 mAh battery, typical 4272 mAh. It supports 25-watt wired charging, 15-watt wireless, and 4.5-watt reverse wireless. Samsung claims 50% charge in 30 mins. Magic V5 reportedly uses a 6100 mAh silicon battery in some regions. Global spec sometimes also 5820. It supports 66-watt wired charging and 50-watt wireless. In my use, mixed video, multitasking, camera, V5 lasted significantly longer than Fold 7. Fold 7 is good for a full day. V5 gives a buffer and less anxiety. Charging, filling up 0 to 70% is much faster on V5. In real life, that speed matters when you're out and need a quick top-up. 5. Camera review. Fold 7's camera system. 200-megapixel main, 12-megapixel ultra-wide, 10-megapixel telephoto 3x. For selfies, dual 10-megapixel cover and inner. Samsung uses its ProVisual engine for image processing, HDR, and noise control. Magic V5 50 megapixel main with OIS, 50 megapixel ultra-wide, 64 megapixel periscope, 3x telephoto. Dual 20 megapixel front cameras, outer plus inner. In daylight, V5's images are sharp, vibrant, and have good color. But push to low light or tricky scenes, and Fold 7's massive sensor plus processing generally pulls ahead. Better detail, less noise, more consistency. Video log tests often show Fold holding exposure transitions, better dynamic range edges, and less clipping. V5 is close, but in tough lighting, the edges show. For everyday users, V5's camera is very strong. For pros or creators, Fold still has margin. 6. Magic V5 camera versus Fold 7. Wins for Magic V5. Its 64 megapixel periscope is higher resolution than Fold's 10 megapixel telephoto. In good light, that yields sharper mid-zoom images. Outer plus inner camera continuity is solid. V5 handles common scenarios well. Much of the time, V5's camera is good enough, especially for social media, prints, casual use. Wins for Fold 7. In low light, HER scenes, backlight, Fold sensor and ISP rescue more detail. Stability in video transitions and consistent exposure is stronger. Samsung's camera software pipeline is more mature, less prone to overprocessing quirks. So V5 is very competitive. It's close, but Fold 7 still has the safer bet in extremes. 7. Log video. In log, flat profile video tests, same scene, same lighting, Fold 7 tends to handle bright to dark transitions more smoothly, keep more detail in highlights plus shadows, have steadier exposure when walking or moving, less color shift under changing light. V5 is strong, but you'll spot minor flicker in transitions or slight over-brightening in midtones. For your own video, put the two side by side for 20 seconds, then point out those shifts. 8. Using the Magic V5. In day-to-day life, V5 feels premium. It opens and folds smoothly, the crease is very faint, and in some light, its screen remains readable when many phones dim. The battery gives you breathing room. With Fold 7, on heavy usage days, I'd be constantly checking battery percent. With V5, I was comfortable going later before charging. One-hand use is harder in both. We're talking foldables, but V5's slightly thinner frame helps. The camera bump is a nuisance on flat surfaces. The phone rocks a bit. Heat. Under gaming or long sessions, both get warm. I found V5's brightness and load pushed a bit more thermal stress, but nothing catastrophic. Overall, using V5 day-to-day felt more confident, but in certain photo/video tasks, I reached for the Fold 7. 9. AI call translation. Samsung is pushing Galaxy II features tightly integrated, including call translation, live captions, and generative editing. You can long press to share your screen with Gemini and Fold. Honor's II translation in calls is promising but less proven. In texts, translation delays 0.3 to 0.5 seconds, idiomatic phrases sometimes misinterpreted. In real conversations, I noticed the Fold's translation felt smoother. If call translation, cross-language speech is a must for you, Samsung currently has the edge. 10. Wrap up? Alright, here's the final word. Based on real usage, real tests, and these specs, Magic V5 is truly impressive. For brightness, battery, charging speed, water, dust resistance, it often beats the Galaxy Z Fold 7 in those day-to-day metrics. If your priority is reliable everyday performance, less stress, strong camera for regular use, V5 is a gem. But Galaxy Z Fold 7 still holds advantages. Stronger in low-light photography, video log, software ecosystem, update longevity, AI call features, and camera consistency in edge cases. If I were you, buy Magic V5 if battery, display, durability, and value are your top priorities. Buy Galaxy Z Fold 7 if camera, video, long-term support, and AI integration are non-negotiable. Either way, foldables have matured. These are not gimmick phones anymore. Which side do you fall on? Thank you guys for watching. If you want more videos like this, make sure to like the video and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.